Welcome back to the Filthy Rich Writer YouTube channel. I'm Nicki.
And I'm Kate. And together we have 35 plus years of copywriting experience.
Today, we are going to give you the quick and dirty guide to going freelance in
5 minutes or less.
5 minutes or less. We can do this.
Yes.
We also have an editor, so that'll help. Key number one is that going freelance doesn't just mean quitting your on-staff job and then putting out your metaphorical sign and being like, hey guys, I'm available for freelance work. Freelancing is in and of itself a set of skills. And I think that's part of the reason why so many freelancers struggle is because they think, all right, well, just I'm available for work. But you have to have a plan for how you're going to get clients. You have to have a system for finding and tracking those clients. You have
pricing
to have
your services,
invoicing, marketing yourself, all of that kind of stuff. Now, it sounds like a lot. You can absolutely learn how to do that. It's all very step by step, but no one is born learning how to do that.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest reason why people think, oh, freelancing is so hard, because you hear from people, and if you hear from people that have tried it, and you might be hesitant to do it yourself because you've watched other people fail. They haven't failed though. They just went in without knowing how to do what it was that they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. You have a skill. Yes, you've learned how to do that skill, but you haven't learned how to freelance yet.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, I'm going to dip into our 5 minutes here and say that some of the biggest misnomers about freelancing is that a feast or famine income, or the dry spells are inevitable. They're absolutely not inevitable. No. Most people think that they're inevitable because they don't have a system for finding and landing clients.
Or they do and they don't follow their system.
Yes, exactly. And we're not talking about Upwork. Going on those sites and trying to bid for work is not a consistent, predictable way to get work. No. You are effectively just still handing over control to somebody else, hoping that you're going to get work. That's not a system.
Low rates, which is not what you want to do. And you don't have to do. So there's no reason. Yeah.
Exactly.
But the best way to start going freelance is to transition. If you have a job and you're at a job, to transition while you're still at that current job. You know, we don't believe jump and the net will appear. Obviously, you want to check and make sure that you can freelance on the side with your employer, that's okay. You're not working with competitors, things like that.
Yeah. You also want to have a really good understanding of what your numbers are. If you are going from full-time on staff to full-time freelance, you need to know how much you need to make. Now, the good news is that once you get up and going and when you have a system and when you know how to freelance, you will be able to make more than you do on staff. Absolutely. And another one of those misconceptions. But it's going to take a little bit of time to get there. Freelancing is not immediate. So you need to know how much money you need to be making. And you need to also know how much money you want to be making eventually.
And you need to build in what you want for your benefits. You know, I think one of the reasons people are afraid to go freelance is because, quote unquote, afraid is because, well, I don't want to lose my benefits. I don't want to lose healthcare, vacation. You can build a way better benefits package as a freelancer, retirement. So many benefits, tax benefits, just find so many benefits to building your own benefits package, and having a means to do that and knowing how to do that to build in your rates so that you can comfortably take 4, 5, 6 weeks of vacation if you wanted to.
Exactly. And in the United States, you can deduct the cost of your healthcare insurance and you can get yourself, it is easier than ever to get healthcare for yourself. And I know that sometimes people are like, well, I want to stay on staff because they pay for my healthcare and they pay for my vacations and
That's why they pay you less though.
Exactly. That is, if you look back at the history of healthcare and you look back at the history of all of these benefits, it's because they offer you these so they can pay you less salary. And fine, that's just how business works. But don't get that confused. It's also another little tangent for our 5 minutes. Is people say, well, I don't want to go freelance because I don't want to pay taxes. You're already paying taxes. It's just that the company is taking it out before it even gets to you. When you go freelance, yes, there's maybe a little bit more thinking involved in your taxes, but there are all kinds of resources that can make doing your taxes very easy. Also, if you're making more, you can pay someone to help you do your taxes.
And you can sock away, as I always like to say, in retirement, you are the employer and the employee as your freelance business. And so you can contribute to your retirement from both of those. So if you have a really great year freelancing, it's so easy to sock away money for future you and not pay as much in taxes.
Yes, exactly. Talk to your accountants, talk to licensed tax professionals, but
huge benefits. And I think one of the things that's often overlooked too is noticing just how you work best. You know, if you're the type of person that loves an in-person office environment, you like that socialization, maybe you want to look into a co-working space and try out a co-working space.
Mhm.
Maybe you work best at the beginning of the day or the end of the day, or maybe you want to work weekends and you don't want to work on Monday and Tuesday or whatever it is. Finding what schedule and what environment works best for you.
Yes, exactly. You do not need to go freelance and then just get back to a
9
desk
to 5,
job
yeah.
just at your desk at home. You can absolutely be working flexibly. And the nice thing too is that you can be working from anywhere that you want to. As long as there is reliable internet access, you absolutely truly can be working from your kitchen table.
Bora Bora,
you can be working from
if you
Bora
wanted
Bora.
to. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The key is that, again, you need to have that system for finding and landing clients.
Mhm.
You need to be able to reliably and consistently communicate with your clients. You need to have a way to market yourself with that system, finding and landing clients, but you also have to a way to stand out from the competition on your website. You need to make sure that your presence demonstrates that you are a professional. And then you also, by the way, have to have a system for following up with clients, sending invoices to clients, and making sure that as you're reviewing your invoices, you're making as much as you need to be making and setting aside money for taxes.
Yes. And I think the last thing, not comparing yourself to other freelancers and what they're doing. I think we always say too, you want to learn something from people who have been successful at what it is that you want to do. So looking at people who have maybe tried freelancing and weren't successful at it, maybe not the best guide to helping you go freelance.
Mhm.
So
yeah, the people who say that freelancing is risky are always going to be the ones who've either never been a freelancer or have not been successful at it. But there are plenty of very successful freelancers who will say, no, freelancing is the best thing I've ever done.
Because they learned how to do it.
Exactly. So there you have it.
Yep.
Getting started with freelancing. For more tips and tools and tactics and all that, hit subscribe and follow the rest of the videos on this channel.